Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Black Scully. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything on my channel, but today I'm gonna just kind of show my PlayStation 4 collection. Since this generation is ending, might as well just show it. Kind of show you guys how I got actually this huge collection. This is about 34 games or so, physical, and I have like at least 150, if not a little bit more, downloaded on a PlayStation 4, my PS4 Pro. A lot of those games are, PlayStation Plus games, the free games, the two or three, now two, but used to be three games every month. Um, I'll have the names of those in the description. So let's get right into it. The first game I want to show you guys is Assassin's Creed Origins, and I'm kind of going to review. I'm going to give this whether I think this game deserves whatever out of 10, and I'm just going to kind of, talk about it briefly. So Assassin's Creed Origins, this game is the Assassin's Creed game that, kind of wants to go back to its origins or its roots, with the story and everything. But to be honest, I didn't actually get towards the end. I probably have about 10 or 15 hours into the game. I know this is about like a 45 or 50 hour game. But with this game, they have a lot of RPG elements into this game that they added. A lot of stuff was familiar. If you guys are familiar with The Witcher 3, you will, find that the customizing and everything, the skill trees and all that is pretty much the same. Not identical, but, kind of. But I would give this game 6 out of 10. Alright, let's go to Bloodborne. Everybody knows this game. Probably one of the best games you can get right now on the PlayStation 4. It's kind of debatable, but this game is a pretty exciting and challenging game. It's a third-person action game. It's from Software. They created or they developed Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, which is the new game that came out recently. I put about 40 hours, maybe even a little bit more into it. I give that game a 9 out of 10. Alright, World War II Call of Duty. This was by Sledgehammer Games, Activision title. This is actually one of the better Call of Duties out, in my opinion. I thought the story was really great. I mean, extremely great. They did a phenomenal job with the story. I know a lot of people aren't into Call of Duty stories anymore, but this one was actually pretty good. The multiplayer was, Call of Duty multiplayer, World War II. It was okay. They have zombies mode on here. It's pretty okay. I give this game because the story was pretty good, I give it an 8 out of 10, in my opinion. It's a pretty good game. A lot of people don't like it, though. I don't know why. Alright. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. This is a great game to play with family, friends. Party game. It's a Crash game. Everybody knows Crash Bandicoot. This is the remastered of Crash Bandicoot, the first one, the second one, and Warped. Hundreds of hours you could put into each, just doing the challenges or whatnot, the time challenges. I probably have about 10 hours into this. I give it a 7 out of 10. All right, Final Fantasy 15. A lot of people don't like it because I don't know, maybe the presentation that a lot of people got from it. This was a very, very hyped game. Disappointed a lot of people. I actually thought it was okay. Put 15 hours into it, didn't beat it. It's an action RPG game, party of 4. You could change it. I believe you can interchange between the 4 people, but Noctis is the main character. Um, so okay game. I give it a 7 out of 10. Do I have anything else to say about it? Oh, it has free roaming mechanics. Um, you can drive the car, which is on here, but it's not really you don't really get a lot of control over it. A lot of it is automated. So that's why I give it a 7 out of 10 because I kind of thought well, from playing it 15 hours, I thought I would do a little bit more with that. All right, so we got God of War. Phenomenal game. Everybody knows God of War. I believe this is actually, it's debatable too. Probably one of the better games that you can get on a PlayStation 4. It looks really great on the PS4 Pro. I beat the game, put about 50 hours into it. I beat it on the second hardest difficulty. Um, yeah, really great game. 10 out of 10. Definitely should go buy it. Go play it. All right, Killzone Shadowfall. This is actually one of my first games I played on here on a PlayStation. I'm not a huge Killzone fan. I really just got it just to see how it is. However, I do have Killzone 2. And I do have, let's get that real quick, the original Killzone. I haven't played them though, just kind of collecting them. I do plan on playing them one day, but I beat this a long time ago when I got it, the PlayStation, when it pretty much first came out. This is one of the games that actually utilizes the trackpad pretty well. I mean, you could swipe it, I believe. You could swipe it and use the little droid, which is kind of like your companion. But it's a multiplayer game. It's a story-based game, so it was a pretty okay game. I give it a 7 out of 10. All right, let's move on. Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 final chapter prologue. These Kingdom Hearts games have a long titles, but they're good games. Actually, a lot of people may be turned off by the Disney aspects, but don't let it turn you off because the story is great and the gameplay is actually really good. In this edition, you have Dream Drop Distance HD, which was actually a title that was on the 3DS. 0.2 Birth by Sleep, which is a continuation of Birth by Sleep. That was a title that was on the PSP originally, then came to the PS3, then PS4 eventually. But this is the continuation of it. And Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. That's as you can see, HD cinematic. It's a movie about pretty much the origins of the Kingdom Hearts, about the foretellers and all that. And Kingdom Hearts Key is actually a mobile game that you can download on Android or iOS. It's an okay game. There's a lot of fun freebies you can get on there from doing challenges and stuff that translates to the third game, Kingdom Hearts 3. But this game was pretty good. Besides the movie and watching it full, you can actually put a lot of hours into each title. But 0.2 Birth by Sleep, that was actually pretty short. It was pretty much the prequel to Kingdom Hearts 3. Kind of showing Aqua and what happened to her in the Realm of Darkness. But Dream Drop Distance probably put about 40 hours into it easily. 8 out of 7.5 out of 10. Alright, now I'm trying to get back into this game, Monster Hunter World. A lot of people don't like it for some reason. I actually like it. I put about 12 hours into this. If you get this on the PlayStation, you get the Horizon Zero Dawn content, and recently you just got the Witcher 3 content on here, so you could play as Geralt and fight monsters. This is a multiplayer game, so you're going to be partying up with your friends or partying up with people across PlayStation Network, and you can have a 4-player co-op, and I mean it's a vast game. where you can customize your character and all that. You know, choose different classes, upgrade skills, upgrade weapons. So it's kind of like an MMO. It has a lot of content. I will say that this game is still going strong. So from what I've played it, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because it's actually pretty fun to me. So if you're into MMOs or anything like that and looking for something to feast your fancy, and get this on the PS4. It's a pretty good game. Alright, so we got Nioh. This is pretty similar to Dark Souls, like Dark Souls gameplay. There have been a lot of Dark Souls type of games out ever since Dark Souls came out and succeeded. A lot of people have tried to copy the formula of the gameplay. This game does a pretty good job at it. However, I will say that one thing I don't like about this is that it's very complex. And by complex, I mean like the customization, just a lot of different things about this game is very complex. And if you're into really diving deep into a game, you know, trying to study different aspects about the game and, you know, always want content to look and Google and look forward to, go on forums and stuff, and, you know, go on Reddit and ask people about this is the game for you. And it also has the Dark Souls type, so it's definitely kind of a niche game. It's a third-person action game. So, you know, if you're into that, you know, you can get this. I put about maybe 8 hours into it, just because of the complexity. I just kind of got bored, to be honest with you. But I mean, this is a pretty okay game, so I give it a 7 out of 10. I'm being very nice when it comes to these ratings, but I am telling the truth when I rate these games. There is one game I would do lower than a 7 out of 10, but when we get to it, we'll get to it. All right. So we got Storm 4, Road to Boruto. Everybody knows about the Naruto series, or should by now. But you know, this is a continuation of Storm 4 when it gets into the Boruto series and its content. So as you can see, it includes Storm 4, the season pass to it, the new Boruto expansion pack, and the bonus DLCs that are included with this game. Excuse me. So, you know, you get the season pass and all that. This is Storm, so this is a fighting anime game, third person. You know, you can play 2 players with this. It's not co-op, but 2-player versus. If you're into Naruto, you're into this, most likely. It's just pretty much playing as the story was told in the anime. It's a pretty good game. I give it 8 out of 10. Actually, yeah, I give it 8 out of 10. I put about 12 hours into this version because I have the version on Steam as well, and I put a ton of hours into that, maybe 50, because I'm into like modding characters and all that. But I will say though, if you're looking to get anime games, honestly, like this, or games made by Bandai Namco, don't get it expecting it to be very, very stable on PC. Don't know why, but can never find a match online on Steam. But, you know, on PlayStation, I can always find matches and stuff. 8 out of 10. Now, if we're talking Steam version, 7 out of 10. Just because I can't really play with others. But, alright, so Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. This was a game I was actually excited about, but, I mean, yeah, it was kind of a disappointment. In the beginning, you know, you get into the combat, a lot of it is repetitive. You know, I kind of thought the customization with this game would be a little bit more than what it showed, but you know, as you level up, you start to find out that a lot of the content is just lacking. It's really just lacking, but I mean, it's a cool concept in and of itself. You get to be your own ninja from any village in the Naruto world, and you know, you kind of have, it's kind of like Xenoverse, where you have your own teachers, where, you know, they call them ninja masters, As you can see in the top left, you can see Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi. Those are some of the people that are your teachers, which is, you get to have them teach you their own specific movesets and jutsus. Put about 30 hours into it. I'll give it a 6 out of 10 just because the content is lacking, and I wish they did more with like the combat and stuff. NieR Automata. Now, this is a really good game. I actually really like this game. This is not a PlayStation exclusive game. This is multi-plat, so it's on Xbox, PC, and PS4. I don't know if they're bringing it to the Switch or not, but that would be cool. Okay, now, those are 3 characters. I believe there's a 4th one that you could play as. This is a very long, story-driven based game. That's kind of set into the future where you play as these androids in this world that is taken over by these robots that want to become as gods. This 2B, I forget his name and I forget her name, but 2B is the character you play first. And she teams up with him. I believe his name is 2A. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I'm wrong, but whatever. So you could put so many hours into it. I put about 30 hours into just playing as her, and from the last time I played, I was starting with him. But this is a third-person action game. It is exactly as they're quoting in the back. It's a masterpiece. It's really a nice game. Just the music alone is beautiful. The combat is amazing. There's a lot of versatility when it comes to this. You can have different weapon sets and different move sets when it comes to those weapons and stuff. Customize those weapons, customize yourself. Oh man, the customization in this game is really good. You can customize your HUD, you can customize your health, and how that progresses, how that increases your attack and mobility, even how that increases your speed increases, and it really dives into it, and it kind of shows a great way of how to customize really in third-person action games. It's a really great game. I give it a 9 out of 10. So like I said, I put about 30 or 40 hours into her, so I gotta get back into it to play as other characters, but when I have the time, I'll do that. Shadow of Colossus. I don't really have much to say about this, only because I haven't played it yet. I've had it sitting on my shelf for a while, just haven't had the time to play it. But this is a remaster of the Shadow of Colossus that was released on a PS2 that I never played. So I was thinking, buying this, I can have the experience everybody else had, but, the remaster version. So I don't have any rating or, any time of hours. But it's a one-player story game. So yeah. Who was it made by though? Let's see who was it made by. Blue Point Games. Alright. A great game right here, Spider-Man. One of the only PlayStation exclusive games. It was made by Insomniac. Insomniac made different games for the PlayStation all across the board. Did I make Warhawk? Let's see. I have Warhawk up here. I just want to see if they made it. No, that was Incognito. Alright. So Insomniac, they actually made Infamous though. Great game. That's also an exclusive on the PlayStation that I have, but I have that downloaded, Second Son. But this Spider-Man game is really good. 9 out of 10 instantly. The web slinging is great, if not better than Spider-Man 2. That a lot of people wanted back the mechanic of swinging. But this game is really great. Really, really, really great. If you have a PlayStation, you gotta get this. You really do. So with this, you can customize Spider-Man in different ways. It's really exciting. You can change, the costume and all that. Combat system, skill trees. Story, all around phenomenal. 9 out of 10. Tekken 7. So I have about 12 hours maybe total with this. I haven't beaten the story, but I have played online. I like the combat of Tekken. This is the first Tekken title that I actually own. I have played it before, but this is the first one that I own, and I actually really like it. So I give it an 8 out of 10 just because of the combat and stuff. I like how it's different from Street Fighter and how it's different from Mortal Kombat. I like it. It's like a ground and pound kind of game. All right, so The Last Guardian was actually made by Sony Interactive. So it's from the makers of Shadow Colossus, which you just saw before. I haven't actually gotten to this either, but I will one day. I don't know if I'm gonna play Shadow Colossus first or if I'm gonna play this first, but when I do, I do. So I don't really have much to say about it other than a lot of people were looking forward to these two titles, Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian. And it finally came out. But when I have the time to play it, I'll play it and I'll let you guys know. It's an exclusive on PlayStation 4. So yeah. Now the order, a lot of people don't like this, but I actually liked it. You could probably hear an asshole, driving his car really, really fast, really loud in the background. Apologize for that, but this is exclusive for the PS4. The Order 1886. I didn't beat this. I'm really close to beating this though. I have about 20, maybe 30 hours into it. It's actually a pretty okay game. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it. It's made by Santa Monica Studios External. Hopefully they bring a sequel back for the PS5 because I actually liked it. One thing I don't like about it though, I'll give that game a 6 out of 10. One thing I don't like about it is the motion blur. I really don't like motion blur, especially when they overuse it. All right, so we got the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. Everybody knows the Uncharted series. If you don't, you got to get at least this, which is a collection of the first one, Drake's Fortune, the second one, Among Thieves, which is my favorite, the second one. Actually, it's a tie between the second one and the fourth one. The fourth one is amazing, but Drake's Deception, which is the third one, you can see them all in the back right here, has all the content from the first three games. I don't believe they have online for these though, but I could be wrong. I beat all of this again on the PS4 version of it. It's a port. It's not a remake. They just ported it over, but it's made by Naughty Dog nonetheless. Really great game. 8 out of 10. Actually, let's rate them 3. So definitely 10 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10. That's my ranking for those 3. 10 out of 10. Right here. Thief's End. This is a really great game. I beat this game and I dived into multiplayer. So I have about 40, maybe 50 hours total. I didn't beat this on Crushing. I beat it on the second to hardest difficulty. But I want to get into Crushing just because it looks very challenging and exciting. This is a really great story. Really, really, really great story. And I do like how they ended Drake's, Nathan's story. Very, very, very great game. And what they did with the graphics and the music is just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 10 out of 10 game. I rank this next to God of War as, the top 2 best games you can get on the PS4, in my opinion. Alright, so Shenmue I and II. This is a game that Sega made for the Dreamcast that's back on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. A lot of people wanted this game to come out as a collection before the third one comes out, which is soon. I believe this year. I never played Shenmue 1 and 2, just to let you guys know. But I've, just recently tried the first one, put about 5 hours into it, and I'm just kind of getting used to the controls and everything and mapping and everything. There's not really a map in the beginning, so you kind of have to figure your way around town. But I mean, you play as Ryu, and I don't really have much to say about it other than it comes with a double-sided poster and a reversible cover. So yeah, Yakuza 0. I like Yakuza 0. This is my first Yakuza game, so don't beat me up in the comments or anything about it. But I am getting into it. I know that, you know, there's a lot of them that came out. But a lot of people say get this to start off with. But I put about 10 hours into this, and I really like it so far. The story is really, really cool. Just trying to remember everything. It's been a little bit, but from what I can tell you guys, it's a, you know, kind of a free roaming third person action game. Really, really, really fun. You know, you get to see the inner workings of the Yakuza as told by this game. It's really cool. I give it a, so far, I'd say 8 out of 10 so far. I like it. Alright, so I just picked this game up today, so I don't have much to say about it. Other than a lot of people say that this is really hard, and a lot of people will rage quit on this game. When it comes to From Software, I like to beat the games that they have. The one game that I didn't play or beat from Software, of the, you know, the Dark Souls kind of lineups. I beat Bloodborne. I beat Dark Souls 3. I beat 1. I beat 2. I didn't play or beat Demon Souls, so that's something that I really want to get off of eBay. But nonetheless, I picked this game up, and picking this game up, if I can talk today, made me want to do a collections video, just because I said, well, I got a lot of physical games now, I might as well make a video about it. So yeah, I mean, it's more of like a samurai version of Bloodborne. So I'm really excited to try it out. Alright. Put about 70 hours into this game so far. Haven't even completed, but I am. This is one of the games that I do still actively play today. Persona 5, Persona 4 is a really good game. I didn't play Persona 3, but I want to one day. This is a really great game. If anybody's looking for, you know, story-based game that has a lot of content and it is mature for it, and you play as a high schooler that got blamed for some BS, and now he's just kind of trying to establish his own identity in the world by being this high school kid that is actually a good kid, and helps free the hearts of, you know, his friends that's on the cover of it, as well as helping with Mamoto missions and stuff like that with people in Shibuya. I believe they're in Shibuya, but no. Yes, they are in Shibuya. Anyway, this is Persona 5, made by Atlas. Atlas Games makes a lot of great games. They're known for making great games and great story games. So this game is an instant 9 out of 10 from so far. I haven't beat it yet, but yeah, I put about 70 hours into this game, and there's a lot of content in it. So it is a first-person action RPG game, a story-based game where you play as, you can name him whatever you want to name him, but you play as the main character, and you know, you have your group of friends, and you know, basically you help save Tokyo from darklings from a different metal world where, you know, everyone's persona or mask that they wear out in society has taken them over and made them do some crazy shit in the world. So this is Persona 5. I give this a 9 out of 10. I haven't beat it yet, so I will one day. I still actively play it. Alright, this is along with Killzone, this is the first game I played on PlayStation 4. I hear that it's free to play now up to level 30. I really want to get back to it, A World Reborn. I know there's a lot of new content on here now, but yeah, I mean, you can make your own character as an MMO game. It's a Final Fantasy MMO game. From what I've played, it was pretty cool. I put about maybe 10 hours into it, but you know, since it's free to play, I want to get into it one day again. And One Piece Pirate Warriors 3. I like the One Piece series. Luffy's goofy as hell. This is kind of going through the beginning towards kind of the main storyline. Kind of not, maybe a little bit before Gear 4, but um, this is a pretty good game. 7 out of 10. You know, most of the Bandai Namco games are pretty good. This is more of like a Dynasty Warriors type. So if you're familiar with Dynasty Warriors, this is kind of what it is. It's like Dynasty Warriors but One Piece. So I mean, it's a pretty decent game. Put about 25 hours into it. It's fun. So, you know, it's a 2-player game. Go ahead and try it out. Let's kind of hurry up. Alright, Dead Cells. This is a, you know, kind of a pixelated third-person game where it has a lot of challenges or whatnot. I only played 2 hours into this because I've been trying to beat Persona 5 while getting this, and Persona 5 kind of took over my time. But nonetheless, I hear this is a really great game. I don't really have much to say about it though. Hidden Agenda. Now this is actually a pretty cool game. This is like one of those time-based games. PlayLink is a app you can download on your phone where you could play with multiple people. So I got this and play with my friends, actually, and my girl. And I mean, this is a pretty cool game. This is one of the story games. It's kind of like what is that game called? Damn, I can't remember. But let's see. Oh, Until Dawn. It says on there. It's from the creators of Until Dawn, so it's like that, but it's has a competitive mode where you can play on your tablet on your phone with your other friends, and everybody has a choice to make, and the most voted choice gets, you know, the continuation in it. So it's pretty cool. I give that a 7 out of 10. Horizon Zero Dawn, one of the great games that's on the PlayStation 4. It's made by Guerrilla. So I put about 20 hours into it. It's a third-person action RPG game. It's a really cool game. A lot of customization into it. It's about this girl who is in the village, and it's kind of like a mech world, kind of, where there's robots that are dinosaurs. And don't ask me because I don't really know much about it. I don't even sound like I know much about it, but from what I played, it's pretty good. Alright, Resident Evil Origins Collection. Now, this is the Origin Collection of Resident Evil 0. So, I mean, this is a pretty cool game. If you are familiar with it, this would be your starting point with it, which it is for me. So, I put about 30 hours into it so far, but, I mean, 8 out of 10 is pretty cool. Grand Theft Auto 5 from Rockstar. You know, everybody has this. I bought this game maybe about five different times, from Xbox 360 to now. Online, crazy fun. Crazy fun. Story, crazy fun. Very exciting, very funny, hilarious. Everybody knows Grand Theft Auto 5. Everybody knows Grand Theft Auto 4. Everybody knows Grand Theft Auto. Everybody knows GTA. Everybody knows that when you walk in the street and you hit a passenger, they're gonna call you a bleeding asshole or a jackass or stuff like that. It's just very graphic, but very fun and exciting. And you know, was there much to say about it? It's definitely a 10 out of 10 game. No debate on that. Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. Street Fighter is a really fun game. This is actually exclusive to the PS4. I don't really have much to say about this, except I put maybe about 20 hours into it. Online, maybe 10. 8 out of 10. Pretty fun game. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Very fun game. It's kind of like what's that game called? I'm forgetting all these games because I'm cycling through all these games. But nonetheless, it's a pretty fun game. It's kind of like Street Fighter. I was trying to think of a better game to compare it to, but pretty fun. You guys are like Dragon Ball Z, you will like this. It's kind of like those arcadey games like Street Fighter, where you have three cell teams or two cell teams against the other. It's a multiplayer game. It's offline modes to it. They're still updating it. Still a lot of content, a lot of characters coming out. Fun game. Give it a 8 out of 10. This game I can't even play because you're supposed to have Lego Dimensions. So you're supposed to have a toy to be able to play with this that you put on your trackpad to play it, but I don't have it. My girlfriend got this for me as a gift. She found it on a sale for $2. She heard that I wanted to try the Lego games out, but you know, when I get the toy, I'll be able to play it, so I don't have much to say about it right now. Alright, a lot of games. Now, the Dark Souls trilogy, this has Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. There's actually a steelbook in here, and it's really fun and exciting, very challenging game. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. I beat all three of them on previous consoles. So on the PS4, I haven't really played 2 or 3, but I have beaten 2 or 3 on Steam. I beat 1 on 360. So yeah, I mean, it's not really much to say about it, except if you know Dark Souls, you know it. It's a third-person action game. It has multiplayer aspects to it, but it's not really it doesn't really focus on that, but you can do co-op. Great game, all around great trilogy, great series. I mean, I give it a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. I like Dark Souls, I really do. So if you're into it, actually, this is a Bandai Namco game, and I said online it's trash for Steam and stuff, but actually on Dark Souls on Steam, I mean, there's no problems whatsoever. This is almost a 40-minute video. Holy shit. Alright. Oh, the game's almost fell. Alright. Red Dead Redemption 2, Special Edition. Not the Ultimate, but nonetheless, this came with the poster. It's kind of like a Grand Theft Auto set in, you know, the Western Wild Wild West society in America. Really great game. I beat the game. It has online, but online is not the main focus. The main focus is on the single player, the story of it. And you know, if you have a Xbox or a PlayStation, you should definitely get this. I put about 50 hours into it. Didn't touch online whatsoever, but it's made by Rockstar, the developers that created games like Grand Theft Auto and others. 10 out of 10 as far as the story is concerned. Alright, now we got Kingdom Hearts 3. This is a highly anticipated game for a lot of people, and it recently came out. I like it. It was a really great game. A lot of people have their complaints about it, but I have no complaints about it. And recently they came out with critical mode for it. I beat Kingdom Hearts 1, 2,